Born in Bordentown, New Jersey, Terry Appleby grew up near an ocean spray bottling facility, but it wasn't until a history lesson in grade school that he really learned about co-ops. In the 1700s, the Bordentown Fire Brigade joined Benjamin Franklin's Union Fire Company, a precursor of mutual insurance in the U.S. In high school, Terry played basketball and ran on the cross-country team, but, beginning at age 13, he also held down a job to help support his family. Poor health had forced his father into early retirement, and with 8 siblings, there were mouths to feed and bills to pay. In college, Terry studied politics and earned a bachelor's degree from St. Joseph's College in 1971. In 1979, he graduated from Louisiana State University with a master's degree in Latin American Studies. In June of that year, he married Mary Ryan, whom he had first met in college. Terry's co-op career began in 1980 as a store clerk at Seattle's Puget Consumer Cooperative, now called PCC Natural Markets. Terry then served on the board of directors that authorized the beginning of a rapid period of expansion at PCC in the 1980s, including the development of new stores and a natural food warehouse. Later, he became part of the management team that helped set that co-op on track to become the largest consumer food co-op in the U.S. with 12 locations. A native of New Jersey, Terry and his family were eager to move back east. In 1992, he accepted the position of general manager at one of the country's oldest and most esteemed food co-ops, Hanover Consumer Cooperative Society in New Hampshire. Arthur Gerstenberger had been a successful manager of Hanover Co-op for 40 years, and when he retired in 1989, the co-op had a difficult time transitioning to a newer management style, causing employee morale to become low. When Terry arrived 3 years later, his leadership style helped steady that transition and prepare the co-op for future growth. During the early 1990s, consumer co-ops everywhere were faced with new competition in the natural foods industry. Cooperative warehouses were failing, and natural food co-ops were under intense pressure. In order to survive, co-ops were starting to band together. Looking at the Twin Cities Cooperative Grocers Association for inspiration, Terry, along with management from Brattleboro, Wild Oats, and Northeast Cooperatives, created Seagain. Terry provided steady leadership at a pivotal moment when efforts to launch a national organization for the food co-op sector were faltering. National Co-op Grocers was formed and today represents close to 150 co-ops operating in 37 states, with combined annual sales of more than $2.1 billion. The organization provides critical buying power that enables co-ops of all sizes to be competitive. During Terry's tenure, Hanover became a beacon in the community, cementing co-ops as a known and trusted business model. During his quarter of a century at the co-op, Hanover quadrupled its store locations and created hundreds of jobs, grossing more than $75 million in annual sales and transforming the regional food economy. Terry also built critical relationships with local farmers and producers. Small local suppliers like Edgewater Farm in Plainfield, New Hampshire, were initially skeptical about working with Hanover. They'd felt disadvantaged by wholesale markets in the past. But with Terry at the helm, suppliers were convinced that the co-op had embraced local agriculture. In addition to buying from them, Terry and his staff encouraged local farmers to cooperate with each other and even helped them meet new food safety mandates. This resulted in a strong food economy in the area, thereby strengthening the community. Today, Hanover works with hundreds of local producers and sells $13 million of local and regional products. strengthening the economies and environment of Upper Valley communities. Many small farms would no longer be in business were it not for the relationships Terry cultivated and the policies he put in place or advocated for before the board, membership, and elected officials. In 2004, Terry helped found and fund a nonprofit called Willing Hands that recovers fresh produce that might otherwise go to waste and distributes it to low-income community members in the Upper Valley. In 2018, Willing Hands delivered approximately 255 tons of food to neighbors in need. In 2015, Terry received the Howard Bowers Award for Cooperative Service at the Consumer Cooperative Management Association (CCMA) conference, a lifetime achievement recognizing his unparalleled influence on the food co-op sector. Terry has served on several boards throughout his co-op career, including NCG, Northeast Cooperatives, Equal Exchange, and Associated Grocers of New England, on which he currently still serves. He also was on the founding steering committees of Seagain and the neighboring Food Co-op Association. In retirement, Terry now has time to read, travel, garden, and bike. He and Mary enjoy spending time with their 2-year-old grandson, John Huckleberry, or Huck. And since Mary isn't retired yet, Terry is also learning to enjoy being the household cook. If cooperation is a team sport, Terry spent his career playing all the positions. He was a familiar face not only in the boardroom, but also in the parking lot, shoveling snow, directing busy holiday traffic, or simply stooping to retrieve a customer's dropped banana. Tonight, we celebrate Terry with induction into the Cooperative Hall of Fame for all those small moments that, along with the big ones, leave such a legacy.